welcome to my channel. Today is another episode of meditation tools, what I use for meditation tools that can help me tap into my higher self, tap into my heart. So last episode I talked about shuffling cards and drawing cards to help you with your meditation. This week is about using books to help with spiritual practice. It's kind of on the same vein of choosing a card. It's just that you're using books. Often cards will come with little booklets that give you further information about the card itself. So sometimes I will just use the book and choose a page to see what a spirit might be trying to convey to me. So I have done that a lot with this rune card book. It isn't just the rune cards that it talks about, but there's also more explanation and in-depth stories in the front. So I just find I really love using that method with this rune card book. And then I have a couple other books that I've done this a lot with. The Care of the Soul by Thomas More. Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. This one's probably still in print, but I am not sure about the other ones. And The Sacred Flames by Aurelia Louise Jones. So those are some books that I personally use for my spiritual practice. I thought I would just do a reading to show you how I use this method for spiritual practice. So I'm just going to choose a book. So before every spiritual practice, I usually have a little session of prayer and just asking for guidance from my higher self, and then just allow my intuition to guide me to whichever book would be beneficial for me. So I'm going to use The Care of the Soul by Thomas More. This book was actually a gift to me from one of my spiritual teachers. It has brought me a lot of healing, so I have really been grateful and thankful for it. So when I open a page, I just allow my eyes to fall wherever they will. And my eyes fell to the top of the page. Care of the soul in everyday life. So to me, that is so meaningful to me. Like caring for the soul every day. Just in whatever I do for the day, I can care for my soul. And then the top of the page says cold, warm, dry, moist, cooking, simmering, stewing, boiling. And to me, that talks about food. And food has been, I have a love-hate relationship with food. You know, I love food, but I feel like, I grew up fat, so I've had a lot of negative comments about my weight, about how much food I eat. So most of my life I felt so guilty about eating. So to me, this just talks about food, and that I can use food in everyday life to care for my soul. And food can bring our energy up or it can bring our energy down. So food is a huge way to care for our soul. And we can understand a little bit more about ourselves as we recognize, what foods bring our energy up and what foods will bring our energy down. So intuition is telling me that was my message for the day. I do not need to read anymore. Reading those 2 lines is complete. That is what I needed to hear today. So, thank you, God. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Spirit. You are so fabulous and so loved. Have a glorious day.